Championship final, doesn't it, with 3 Europeans, Tamgo, Udowo, Olsen in 1, 2, 3.
Yes, I was mentioning that earlier on, that there's a few very sort of tantalising, mouth-watering events coming up, and it's great. There aren't many events in Europe, as we'll see the start list of the men's 100 coming up, which would be a case in point of there are so many track events where European men just do not win on the world stage, don't even win medals at the Olympic Games, not one medal from a European athlete. But in the field, very different indeed, and triple jump where the Europeans are dominating. Well, they don't dominate in the 100 metres, that's for sure, although I noted the other night that Christophe Lemaitre, the young French sprinter again, and very close to 10 seconds, but we've only had 4 men under 10 seconds so far this year. Of course, no Usain Bolt here, not competing anyway, no Tyson Gay, so the way left open for the likes of Mike Rogers here, amongst others. It's a field which Maurice Green, you can just see interested spectators sitting on his own in the stands there. Ryan Bailey will go in lane 1, ran the 200 in the Shanghai Diamond League, finished 3rd there. A big sort of jump forward last year. He's run 10.09 this year, close to his best. Well, Chirandi Martina, the man of course famously disqualified in Olympic 200 metres. Johan Blake of Jamaica, just 20 years of age, one of their huge crop of very good young talented sprinters. Richard Thompson will go in lane 4 from Trinidad. That was his birthday earlier on this week, just turned 25. And getting into some sort of a good season form. He hasn't been running too well so far this year, Thompson. Now, Daniel Bailey, again another one who's struggling to really get moving. He's got a good lane here, right in the middle of what, as I said, is a strong field, but it may well be this man, Ivory Williams, who should start as the favourite. As I said, he's one of only 4 men to have run under 10 seconds so far this season. But conditions here, if the wind just stays right around that 2 metre mark as it did for the 100 hurdles, we could be in for something pretty swift here. Mike Rogers, silver medal world indoors. As ever, running with the headband. One of the shorter sprinters, and when he stands next to Usain Bolt, well, he makes Usain look about 7'4". Trell Kimmins ran a personal best in Oslo on Friday night, 10.09. He's in 8th, and we're using 9 lanes in the home straight here. So Travis Paget, who was 3rd in the Doha 100 metres, gets the outside lane. He's only run 10.3 this year. He had such a good year in Olympic year back in 2008, ran 9.89, and Eugene that year, and it looked as though he was going to be a big new star for the United States. Hasn't quite turned out that way for him. There's the full lineup then: Bailey, Martina, Blake, Thompson, Daniel Bailey, Williams, Rogers, Kimmins and Paget. It's a case of take your pick here. Williams the fastest in the field so far this year in lane 6. Thompson, last one to settle back. You can see the flags fluttering in the background, pretty much on their backs, just a little bit across. So men's 100 metres. They get away first time. Williams indeed got a very good start. Rogers just left a little bit, but starting to come through now, going well is Trell Kimmins. Trell Kimmins is running well right over on the far side. Johan Blake, it's going to be close. Blake might just get there, or was it next to him? Thompson. Well, Thompson, I think, who got it just on the nod. 9.89, but 2.4 the following win. It just picked up at the wrong time for the sprinters. Well, they're all looking at the big screen. Eyes were being pulled backwards and forwards there. And in the end, Thompson, strong. I said he hadn't been having such a good year this year. He's holding his hamstring as well. We've had 1 or 2 of them so far today. But doing enough right in the closing stages to win it. Unfortunately for him, as I said, the wind just picking up. Well, good race though.
What a race. Thompson in lane 4, very well away. There he is to the middle right of picture in the darker strip. pumping away hard. It was a tough one because right beside him Daniel Bailey wasn't far back, and to his left, to our right, Blake there was also right there. It's come through as a confirmed 9.89, but as Steve rightly pointed out, the wind just over the legal limit. Also going well on this side was Rogers, or Kimmins in fact, in the red there. It's Kimmins in lane 8, but over on the far side, that's where the lead was held from early on. Can confirm a 9.89, 9.91, 9.92 for the first 3. Good place times. What a shame that wind was just beyond what's allowable.
That's a bit of a pity that, because there was a B 100 meters, if you like, earlier on in the meeting, where they, much athletes of lesser ability than those we've just seen, and they ran, was it 10.0, Tim, or 10.01, and we were expecting these guys to go under 10 seconds, and certainly a 9.89 with a 2.4 is probably worth, well, 9.95, something like that, 9.96. So Thompson might feel he's been robbed there, but I think he'd be very, very happy with the win. They're not going to get too many wins in the sprints this year.
Well, he will if everybody stays injured. We're there at the moment with Bolt and Gay both out injured, and Asifa Pal staying away from this one, and you can't blame him. He's been racing a great deal as Asifa Pal, producing one great performance after another. 9.82 last week, or rather in Rome just 48 hours ago, because this meeting, of course, the 5th in the Diamond League series, remember 14 meetings of the series, is literally just 48 hours after the competition in Rome. And a few athletes came across with us yesterday, and I'm not sure too many of them performing that well. Hardly surprising. It's a long old haul. It's meant to be a 9-hour flight. We kept sitting on the tarmac airplane for 2.5 hours, which turns it into, well, about a 15-hour journey when you throw in the bits and pieces at either end. Glorious conditions still here at the Akan Stadium. If you've just joined us, it's been an astonishing series of track performances we've seen over the last hour and a half or so. In one event after another, we've had meeting records. Very special indeed. Not in that one, because the meeting record's held by Usain Bolt, who of course set that world record then, as it was 9.72 a couple of years ago. But boy, I'll run through them later on if you stick with us. But I think we've had about 6 meeting records so far on the track. The pick of them, probably Veronica Campbell-Brown's 200-metre win, 21.98 to just edge out Alison Felix by 4/100ths of a second. The next event on the track, the women's 5,000 metres. Still a very warm day, isn't it, Steve? It's a pretty muggy afternoon, considering there's a bit of a breeze across the arena. It's a surprising combination.
Well, it doesn't have the wind reading on there, but it was 2.4, so these times not legal. But 9.89 will still please Richard Thompson. It was 200ths in the end. Looked even closer than that, didn't it, with Johan